Hi there, it's Hélène with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you saw me looking over there, Silhouette just came by, my dog, for a little visit as I was starting to film, and she's very disappointed that I'm behind the camera, or in front of the camera, not behind, for this Get Ready With Me. But I hope you are excited that I'm doing a Get Ready With Me. And I'm going to try to get better at Get Ready With Me's by actually talking about something other than the makeup that I'm applying. I just end up talking about the products and I have no idea why. But I have a feeling that this one's going to be easier because there's been a lot of interaction in the comments with you, basically, and I just feel like we're a group getting to know each other and that we can actually start to have interesting conversations. So I would say as well, if you enjoy the topics in this Get Ready With Me, that if you have some stuff that you'd like me to talk about in upcoming Get Ready With Me's, whether it's makeup, life, skincare, any of those topics, I'd be quite happy to do that. But right now I am very barefaced and I'm very tired. I've had 2 nights of 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and there's a ton that I want to film, and I'm looking over there because there's a ton of stuff over there to film the next 3 or 4 videos. And I want to get my camera ready face on and yeah, just kind of get through this. And I bet you can see the bags under my eyes. Like, I'm really tired, but we are going to pep up, right? So I did all my skincare this morning, and it was a hodgepodge of different things because I am trying to use up a bunch of samples out of my samples box. And yeah, anyway, I won't belabor that point because you will hear all about those products when I do my update to the Slay My Samples stash round number 6. And if you did not get a chance to see that video, I'll just put it right here. But what I want to say is that it is now going to be a monthly update. So you don't have to wonder when you're going to see my sample use up. It'll be in a separate videos right around the time that I do my empties. So there's going to be a regular empties video and a samples empties video. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to start off with this Hangover RX 3-in-1. I'm learning to shake these things. I'm trying out a whole whack of setting sprays, and this is one of them, and it says prime, set, and refresh. So we're going to try this as a primer today. And it's with coconut water, probiotic-based ingredients, and skin revivers. What are skin revivers? Don't know, but anyway, I will use this now, and hopefully this spray is not too crazy. It's a heavy mist. I got quite the spray on my nose. But anyway, I'm going to pat this into my skin. And I took this one out because I just finished another one. I just finished the Rainforest of the Sea 4-in-1 setting mist. It's one of 2 of these little guys that I have. And again, because I'm trying out a bunch of different setting sprays and prime and set setting sprays. Okay, I think I'm good here. We are going to put a base as I sniff. Anybody else had like kind of a lingering cold? I've had something. I wouldn't call it a flu, I wouldn't call it a cold, but just something that I've been kind of fighting off, which is probably why my sleep is messed up and whatever. But this is, I use clips for everything to see my progress because this is a project pan item. This is the Revlon BB cream in 010, and it's got SPF 30, which even if it's winter, SPF is a good thing. And I'm going to put a dab in my hand along with a tiny bit, I'll show you the concoction when it's done, a tiny bit of this Sephora Bronze Perfect CC cream, just to give it a little bit of oomph. And this one is in bronze matte, and you'll see that I took the sticker off here. In Canada, these claims of SPF are not allowed. So I just wanted to see what was under the sticker. And you'll see some stickers on the back here where they alter the package when it's in Canada. And it says, what we weren't supposed to see is it says sunscreen broad spectrum SPF 20. So there's something about this SPF that the Canadian government was not happy with, so we had to have it covered up. Okay, so I've got a little bit of this. So I've got two things right now. I'm going to add another one. This is a Joe Fresh, you'll see the line, Joe Fresh Illuminating Primer, but I don't like it as a primer, although it does add a nice glow to my little cocktail here. So I'm going to add a pump of that. And so this is what it looks like. I've got three things mixed up in here. And I'm going to mix it all up and then put it on my face. Just putting stuff on my counter as I go, otherwise the little shelf I have next to me just gets to be a big mess. Okay, so I just basically stamp with my hands the product that I just kind of went like this with, and it makes the application of the product so much easier. I have to be careful not to get it too much on my eyes because my eyes water if I get too close. And is it playing nicely with the primer is what I want to know, because I've never used the Hangover 3-in-1 as a primer before. We are going to be learning today. Is it playing nice? Looks like it's starting to. I've got some funny stuff going on the hairline. Yeah, it looks like it's doing okay. Now, the only thing I had on my face before starting filming was a little bit of the buxom sugar on my lips. Oh, huh. I just went to the hairdressers. Do you see? I've got I've got dye on my face, or on my neck. So I was at my hairdresser's this morning. You can't see all my the nice result because I've put my hair back. Here I go washing my hands, and then I look for the hand towel and I'm going, why is there no hand towel by my sink? And it's because it's here. Yeah, okay, so anyway, I was at my hairdresser's this morning. I go about every 5 weeks or so. And she did a great job at straightening my hair, something that I never do. If you are ever in Winnipeg, because I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, she is at the Alizé Frédéric Salon. I think it's Alize or Alizé, I'm not sure. I will leave the information down below if you're curious where I get my hair done. I'm going to use my Boing Industrial number 2. She does a ton of hair, I guess, fashion, hair prep for a bunch of different types of photo shoots and whatnot. And so I'm very thankful that she is still doing hair with some clients. I'm just going to grab a mirror here so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And so I'm very thankful that she still does regular appointments for hairstyles. I have been going to her for 18 years. I went to her initially right before I got married with my husband, and actually this past month, this February, we celebrated 18 years. And so it's quite fitting that I'm telling you about Janelle, my hairdresser. Okay, so there we go. I just did some Boing concealer under my eyes, and I'm going to do some around my nose. So yeah, 18 years. I joke around that our marriage is now the age of majority. We're legal, at least in Canada. That's one thing I never quite understand about the age 21 for the legal drinking age. It just seems so late, so much later than so many other countries. So I have some redness. I've got some red veins around the sides of my nose, and then some redness on the top of my nose. So I just go all around, and then I just tie it into the concealer that is under my eyes. I really like the Boing concealer. I have 3 other types of Boing concealer aside from the industrial to try eventually, but I'm going to finish this one, and I don't know if you saw, but I don't have that much to go, although that's probably going to last me 3 months. This stuff lasts forever if you don't, I don't use it all over my face. But I'm now going to set my under eye with the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. And that is a powder that I'm going to be very happy is gone. It's a very light colored powder that I use to set my under eye, so it's kind of has a bit of a brightening effect. But it does make my skin look really dry, although I've gone to a fluffy brush, which is better than the denser brush I was using before. But yeah, it does give me kind of crepey under eyes. And I heard from a YouTuber, I don't remember her name, I will put her down below, talking about the Becca under eye setting powder. That is what I'm going to buy as a repurchase when I'm done with this one. I don't have any other powders that are that light. Oh, actually, no, you know what? I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD finishing powder, I think, to see if I can set my eye with that first. Use that up because I'm on a replacement only, and I think that that one could possibly serve that purpose. Or it could be a real mess and I will use it once and realize that I can't. And I'm going to also set the bridge of my nose and just use it as a highlighting powder as well. And then finish with the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear for the rest of my face. So I'm just the high points, so on my forehead, bridge my nose, and under my eyes, and a bit on the chin. It's not a bad thing. So as I was saying, got the hair done and feeling a little under the weather, but this month has been so ridiculously busy. I have this mineral wear from Physicians Formula, and the holes are really, really tiny. I'm going to make a big mess, but I turn it over to get powder on the brush. That's just been how I've been doing it. And it doesn't work all that great. I have a container that I want to transfer this powder into so I can stop using this container. It's just the stupidest container. I really don't like it. But until I do my empties and my rolling project pan, I don't want to show you what my plan is, because I got some surprises. Okay. Now, the reason that February was such a busy month is that there was a lot that happened. So my husband was on call for one of those weeks, and we had our wedding anniversary, and we had his birthday, and we also had Valentine's Day, and we did something for that. So there was a lot. And for his birthday, we ended up having a couple of different events with some friends and family. So he got more birthday wishes than he could possibly deal with. You can see my great deal of patience with this powder, right? I'm gonna have some all over, but that's okay. I'm just wearing jeans. Okay, nose. Let's see if I have it all looking okay. Okay. This powder doesn't have so much of a drying effect compared to the one I was using before, so it just still shows pretty glowy. Yeah. And like I talk about packaging, look at this silliness. Look at how high it is, because there's a little brush that comes with it, and it's a little brush that's completely useless. So yeah, there's going to be a lot. There's 14 grams in here, so I'm going to be using this powder for a while. And it's in translucent light, if you're curious about mineral loose powder in translucent light, and it is mineral wear talc free. So yeah, February really crazy busy. So the next thing I'm going to use is this Nude by Nature bronzer. And I just tap a little bit into the cap and use it that way. I've never had a loose bronzer before, and this is a bronzer that I got from Shoppers Drug Mart as a birthday gift. That was kind of a nice surprise, and I really like the Nude by Nature line so far. I was going to try to get my hair out of the way. Oh, I guess I didn't put enough powder up there because the bronzer just took a hold of my BB cream, or BB cream CC cream concoction. Now, one of the things I wanted to do on here, and like I said, if you've got topics for other Get Ready With Me's, please let me know. I'd like to address them. Was just wanting to talk about the channel. I feel like the last 100-ish videos, which means about 3 months worth of filming, I've been very prolific with videos lately, has been such a good experience. I have really been enjoying myself here on YouTube on this HMM makeup channel, and I wanted to express that. Doing the videos and giving you content is, sure, it's rewarding and it's really nice, but I have to admit that the interaction in the comments afterwards, that is really what I love the most. It's so nice for you to take the time to make statements, ask questions, tell me a little bit what's on your mind, or give me some tips, suggestions, feedback on some of the products that I'm using. It turns it into a conversation, not just a person looking into the camera and gabbing. And that's what makes YouTube so cool. I really appreciate the fact that I can have people reach out and start a conversation. And, you know, sometimes it's just a quick comment and reply, but sometimes we get into a conversation, and I'm so curious to know what people think. You know, when I think something, is everybody thinking the same way or not, and why? Am I using a product in a way that I thought works but doesn't, and then somebody has a tip for me? I mean, there's nothing better than that. I really like it. And it's talking about products in a way that I don't think that we even talk about them in real life. And very often, like, makeup is makeup, and we put it on our face, whatever, we go to work or do whatever activity that we have. Who talks about makeup regularly with colleagues and friends? I really don't. I'm just putting bronzer on the sides of my nose when I'm lazy and I don't want to really contour. That's what I do. I don't really talk makeup with anybody. I've got just a couple people who have found out that I have this channel, probably because I told them, because I'm just not shy about it anymore. I have no idea why I have stuff on my face. Hang on. Got some, I think this thing is starting to fray. Come on, get away. As I put bronzer under my eye. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I don't really have those types of conversations with folks, except for the most part, what I do on YouTube. So it's been a lot of fun so far, and it looks like you know, you guys are liking some of what I put out, at least some. And yeah, it's been a really good experience so far, and I very much appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to use this brush. This is the 53XL, and I use it so much the writing is coming off. It's called the Full Coverage Airbrush, and I use it for blush. I'm going to be using out of my Tarte palette. this blush right here, which is the Tarte Insight. It's my go-to blush if I don't have any other plans for blush on a given day. So let's do this. Go right up to the temple with the blush. So speaking of content, holy cow, 7 videos for my collection. And thank you for being kind, because I know it's a lot, which is why I'm doing a no-buy, because I want to use more of my stuff. I don't need to bring in more. And I think my collection grew to ridiculous proportions, in my opinion, ridiculous proportions, because I was still pretty new coming into makeup after not having been able to wear it for a very long time, and not having a full appreciation for just how long products take. They take so long to use. I'm going to go with my Becca Opal. Let me just show you how banged up this thing is. I keep it in my jewelry box because every time I move it, it gets messed up. I'm going to use this big fluffy highlighter brush. And cheekbones, just like that. A little goes a long way with Becca. Just on my cheekbone. And then I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose. There we go, shining to the gods. Okay, I think I've got my base all done. I need to do brows. I'm going to be using 3 products. Okay, I'm going to be using the Joe Fresh Ash Pencil. I'm going to be using the Joe Fresh Universal Wax, and then also the Essence Clear Mascara, which works for lashes and brows. But yeah, the collection videos, that was, so the fun one, which is also the one that has the most views, so it must be the most fun to watch, was my eyeshadow palette collection. I had part 1 and 2, I think. That was, and I had to split it because it was just too long for one video. That was a lot of fun. And tallying up my palettes, I came to a shocking conclusion that I had over 100 palettes. Like, seriously? I thought I had 87 or something like that, and no, if you count, because I count quads too as palettes, I count everything that has multiple shadows in, I count as a palette. I don't want to do small and big, and they're packaged, they're a curated collection of some sort, or an empty magnetic palette, which to me is a palette. And so I counted each one of those as one. And over 100, I just about fell off my seat. And it also means that I really don't need anything else. I have a lot. But that one, yeah, that was definitely my favorite video to film. And which ended up being 2 parts, as I said. But I have a little bit of behind the scenes stuff to talk about. I ended up, okay, there was a bit of a delay from parts 1 to 5, and then the 2 other videos that I did, which was my skincare and my backups. And there's a reason. I had done all of the sorting and pictures, like all of it. It had taken me a whole afternoon to do. And then I stupidly assumed that when I downloaded the video, that the photos also downloaded off my memory card. It hadn't. I lost a whole afternoon of work, and I had to redo it. And that's why I had done all of my filming pretty much for my collection January 12th, and it only ended up showing up in February because I was just disgusted with myself, and having to redo a ton of work just drove me absolutely nuts. Like, the videos were done, the intro, outro, all that stuff, but all of the snapshots, which I call slides, I think, in the videos, were non-existent. And I was just so grossed out about having to, disgusted, I guess, at having to redo it all, that it took me a while to work up the gumption to do it again. And it just seemed a lot easier to just film other videos that don't take 3 or 4 hours to do. Well, by the time editing and everything, it's 3 or 4 hours, but with the stills and whatever, it was the editing plus redoing all the setup and sorting it. And also, it's probably why in the voiceover for that set of videos, that I have a few products that end up being misplaced in different collections, is I guess I didn't do as good of a job as the first time, that you never got to see. But that was painful. I was really irritated with myself for a while on that one. Got some, sometimes, depending on the eye cream that I use, because I put eye cream over my brows, just under my brows and around, sometimes I get a halo of discoloration, like it's like the BB and CC cream combo that I use sticks to some of the underlying cream product that maybe didn't completely go into my skin. It's just weird. I think you have to be really close, so I see it, but I don't think anybody else would. And regardless, I'm not starting my makeup over. But I was really, really happy with the response for the collection. A lot of folks like to see what it is that I have, and I think that there is a benefit if you're a regular viewer of a given YouTuber, is there's power in knowing what somebody has in their collection, and it's so much of the time it's all hidden away. I mean, there's a benefit in being able to see all of my palettes, because they are always all displayed and they move around depending on what my focus is. So you can see a lot of what I have when it comes to palettes, but not powders, foundations, different kinds of pencils. And I've been doing a lot more swatching of different stuff in my collection, like the NYX jumbo pencils and all of my eyeliners. If you want me to do all my lip liners, I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know. And different collections of lipstick, if you're curious, because all of those I took pictures of, so you can tell me if there's anything that you want a video on. It's nice to know what it is that somebody wants to see. I am extremely glowy. I don't know if the Hangover, see what this says. It doesn't say it's super glowy. Again, I know that the other one, I don't have it out right now, the other one from Too Faced is like the peachy one, I don't remember what it's called. Says like shake well, because it has some stuff in it to do some illumination, but this one, I just feel like I'm very, very glowy. Really glowy today. Okay, I think I have my brows pretty much defined. It's a little bit of a mess on that side, but it's gonna have to do. I'm just gonna try to do a bit of a matchy-matchy on this side. Okay. All right, cap back on here, and I'm going to use the Universal Wax next. I'm talking too much and not doing enough putting on of the makeup. One big thing that has changed is I've got a number of friends and acquaintances watching the videos who live in my city here, and that is harder to get used to than people I haven't met in real life watching my videos. And I've heard that from a number of YouTubers, so I'm not alone in this. It is a little weird, but I just figure if they don't like what they're seeing, they don't need to watch, just like anybody else, right? But yeah, just there's some vulnerability to having people you know in real life watching your videos. It's not weird. Why is that such a big deal? I don't know. I don't know. I've also had a number of folks kind of go, "Oh, you're French," which is neat. I kind of, because I do all my videos in English, I don't really think about that, but I guess my name at the beginning and my name in the description as well, because I put accents on my name, which is the way my name is supposed to be spelled. But because I do my videos in English, I don't really think of them that way. Or when I say a product name, the French comes out because I just don't see why I would anglicize it. It's not really necessary. Okay, so I think I'm done with my brows. And so I'm going to have a little Groucho Marx moment until I have my eyeshadow on. And I'm going to use an Urban Decay primer potion. I put that in my empties last month because look at how little there's left. I was using the NYX eyeshadow base, and I thought, you know, I have so little of this eye primer left. Let me just finish it up. I didn't think it was going to last me so long after having depotted it, but apparently it does. So technically, I guess it ended up being a February empty. But I mean, there's so little because I cut the containers open. There's no way that someone who doesn't cut the container open would have had any left. So I still stand by the fact that it ended up being in my empties last month because I'm scraping. Now, I really don't like this primer potion. I'm happy that it's going to be finished up. I'm going to compare it to the anti-aging one. If you have dry lids, I would not recommend the Urban Decay primer potion. So I would like to see if the anti-aging one that I've only used a couple times, I think that one is not as drying as this one. I would say probably, though I can't tell you for sure because I don't have oily lids, but I would suggest that this one would be good if you have oily lids because it dries the heck out of my eyelids. And the only place where I'm oily is my T-zone. So right around here. And my chin. But yeah, it really is drying for me. But I just want to finish it because I think I have about 3 uses. Very, very few uses left. Okay, wipe my finger, and I have an itchy nose. I don't know why. Itchy nose today. What else can I talk about? How about favorite videos? My favorite videos, because there are a bunch at this point. There we go. The 2 brushes I use every single time. I'm going to start with my fluffy brush. And all I'm doing is using vanilla to set the primer. I love the series that I do. I really, really have so much fun with the series, and it looks like a lot of comments tell me that some people are really enjoying the series. So for example, Battle of the Brands, where I usually try over a dozen of a certain type of product across brands. I really enjoy that kind of video. And it helps me really wrap my head around why I like or don't like a specific type of product in a product category. And I thought, well, why can't I just have people along for the ride? So I tell you what I'm going to be working on, then disappear for a few months as far as that topic. And then, but you know that I'm going to have thoughts at the end. And if you want to know what I'm wearing in the Battle of the Brands, it's going to be in the description box. The only one I think that I didn't have written down was because it was a body butter and I guess I could have put it in the skincare section, but I don't think I really wrote down which body butter I was using in a given time. But if it's a primer, or if it's liner, or if it's, what else have I done? Eyebrow products, that kind of thing. You know that it's going to be in the description box. I write down everything that ends up on my face in the description box. Of course, today you don't have to guess because it's all on camera right now. It'll still be down there, but okay. So my eyes are set as far as the primer goes. I'm just going to put a little bit of wheat, this one, in my crease, and then we are going to go and do my last look before I have my final thoughts on the NYX Grind palette, along with the NYX Ignite, because those are the two palettes I was working with this month. Because I have because I have a whole focus on NYX right now. And I would have used, by the way, I used a Joe Fresh Ash brow pencil, which I disagree. I don't think that looks like ash color whatsoever. But I would have used the NYX pencil, but I finished it up. Spoiler alert for my rolling project pan. One of them anyway. Yeah, so I finished that pencil for a few reasons. I'll get into that in the other video, but so I have no more NYX brow pencil, and because I'm on a no-buy, I did not get to go and buy another one to finish up the focus on NYX. So I think I have enough of the Smashbox Matte Exposure. This is the palette I'm using. It's my Pan That palette this year. So every time I do a base, I use the palette. And we're going to go into the Grind palette, and I really don't have an idea what I'm going to do. I used all the colors yesterday that I'm going to use today, but I will be using them in a completely different way. So I used these three yesterday, and what else did I use? I used, yeah, those three, and I used this one yesterday. I'll be doing something with those shadows today, but yesterday I had a lot more classes, so I used the deeper colors, used this one on my upper lash line and this one on my lower lash line, so I used more browns, mustards, and rusts on my eye proper. And today I am going to go a lot bolder. And I think I'm going to start with, the yellow, number 4, in the crease with this brush. And you really just have to tap your brush into the matte powders. They pick up quite a bit. Going right into the crease. So yeah, I was talking about Battle of the Brands. I really, really like. I also really, really enjoy the Brand New Focus, which the NYX is one of those. I've done, I think, 23 so far of the Brand New Focus, so that's been a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to introducing another one in the next few days. I don't think this Get Ready With Me will be the first video with this final look, because they take Get Ready With Me takes a lot more time to edit, and they're longer, and you have to figure out where you cut and where you speed up and all that good stuff. Just gonna go up to the brows, the Lauren May Beauty style. There we go. I ended up going pretty much the whole lid, didn't I? Okay. And I've got some other video categories that I like. So the collection videos that weren't stills, they were kind of talking as I go, like the palettes. That was a lot of fun to do, and I those are some of my favorite videos to watch. So I really hope that everybody enjoyed those. Really enjoyed talking about it. Although I tried to keep my commentary on the palettes shorter, because I don't like those that they end up being over an hour. It's like, come on, go through your collection just a little bit faster, would you? Those even. I'm going to go with a precision smudge brush for the lower lash line. I'm going to use that yellow again. Yeah, I don't like videos that are too long for no reason. Of course, a Get Ready With Me, it slows down your makeup application, so those tend to be long. So yeah, Brand New Focus, Battle of the Brands, and then Brand New Focus, I was having so much fun with doing specific brands for makeup, usually around a palette or two or more, that I ended up deciding to do a Brand New Focus on skincare as well. And I have a new one coming up, a wrap up and a new one coming up this week. Okay, so we are going to go with the next color. I'm going to use the same crease brush, and what am I going to do? I want to go deep, I really do. So I'm going to be using this one, which is, it's kind of a brown with a blue undertone, but it does come off a little bit gray. Somebody, a different YouTuber called it navy blue, and I don't see any navy blue in it. I see gray. Got dry hands. I see gray. I see purple and brown, like gray, purple, and brown, but I don't see any blue in it. I'm going to change my brush. Oh, I want more precision. I'm going to put these brushes down. I don't have enough hands. I'm going to go for my angled brush, and I'm going to put that purpley brown on the outer V. So yeah, I found it very interesting that here we were both using the Grind palette, this other YouTuber and I, and we were seeing that third shade on the first row as different colors. Weird, huh? I've never had that happen before. And I don't doubt it. I'm sure she sees navy blue in it. I just don't. I see purple. I'm liking that a lot. I hope you do too, because you're stuck looking at it. Over the yellow, it really looks quite a bit more black than brown, but I'm just going to use that crease brush a little bit to even out the skips. There's some skipping. Okay, I'm just going to speed up the next eye because that's just boring to watch, so back in a minute. Just going to pick up a little bit more of that purpley brown to get further into the crease here. I think that's looking relatively even. I'm going to go with the deep green and go into my onto my inner lid. This is going to get interesting, but I really wanted to do a grungy look here for you today. I have to be really careful because it is it's a very intense color. Don't want to lose all the brown. Okay, let's do the other side and then I'll clean it up. Can you imagine how intense that green would look if I had it over a NYX eyeshadow jumbo pencil base? Holy cow. Whew. Okay, I'm going to go back into my crease brush. Got some skipping because of the green here. And I'm going to finish up the green and then go back and intensify the brownish purple, I think. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's go, like I said, and intensify the brown. I'm going to use this brush, but first thing I'm going to do is do the brow bone, and I'm going to use this color right here. The only color really I can use. Well, I can't say that. I used the one that looks like electric from Subculture. I ended up using that for my brow bone in one look. This one, I have used that one for the brow bone as well. But the light peach, I think, makes more sense today. Okay, so now I'm going to go and use this as I just wipe it off on my wrist here, and I'm going to go into that purpley brown. It even has a little bit of maroon as far as I'm concerned. I'm just going to pack it onto the lid a little bit more, just to make sure I get that color showing through. Boy, I am going to be made up for coaching tonight, I tell you. Yeah, I like the effect. This is starting to look pretty good. Pack, pack, pack. Okay, that's coming through more. And I think I'm going to bring that brown down onto the lower lash line. And to do that, I'm going to use a brow brush from Essence. Essence? Yeah, Essence. It's called the eyebrow brush, but there are no rules. And I'm going to go right into that brown again. I used that color on the upper lashes yesterday. I think that looks pretty darn good. I have some fallout. I'm just going to finish up with the brown. I'm going to go in a little bit more. Finish that and then take care of the fallout. Okay, I'm just going to clean that up and be right back. Okay, just one more look at that kind of purpley grayish brown. It's so cool. It's almost like there's a little bit of maroon in it. I'm really enjoying this set of eyeshadows. It really does make me think of Subculture in such a big way. I will be doing swatches of the Grind versus the Subculture just because I know that that is something of interest for a number of folks. I am ready to do some lashes. By that I mean I'm ready to put mascara on. I don't want to do major liner. I think the only thing I'll do is put Perversion on the upper waterline to just emphasize the lashes. Okay, so for that I'm going to be using the Cils Booster and the Définicils. I did have a NYX mascara called Worth the Hype. That was not worth the hype, so I decluttered it. You'll see it in my empties. Just speaking of the other series that I do, I so enjoy rolling project pans to the point where I have 3 going on right now. I really enjoy that. What I mean by that is I have a Pan That palette, which to me is a project pan. And then I have a roulette pan collab that I really like. And my own rolling project pan as well. And I'm going to say I'm getting good at panning. I'm understanding more of my behavior. And I do a mix of products that are easier to pan and some that are harder, some that are going to be done sooner. Some that are going to be done sooner than others. So I have a nice mix. And I think it's entertaining for everyone involved. If there's progress every month, it's good for the YouTuber and it's good for the audience. I think that we all enjoy seeing progress. It it gives us hope that we can all use our products. I really enjoy watching rolling project pans. Another type of video that I've really enjoyed so far as well is collaborations. I've only done a couple, but I really enjoy those videos. And sometimes it's a collaboration just kind of off camera, and the end result is what everybody sees on camera, but still, I enjoy collaborating with other YouTubers. It's a lot of fun. And I enjoy as well the suggestions. So far, I mean, I have really appreciated the comments where if I am asking in a video, what would you like to see next? I'm getting responses, and actually a number of videos that you're going to see over the coming weeks is because you weighed in, and you waited in, you let me know what it is that you cared about, and I totally took it into consideration, and you're going to get the benefit of it. Same thing with Battle of the Brands, right? I asked you guys what it is that you wanted to see next, and those are the two that I did videos for. I mean, what difference does it make to me? I had a series of different products I had enough of to do a Battle of the Brands, and why not do the ones that you want to see first? Like, I don't see why I wouldn't prioritize it that way if it makes no difference to me, because I collected the products because I obviously want to do a Battle of the Brands. So okay, I think that mascara looks good, and I'm going to put mascara on the lower lashes as well. And for that, I'm going to use the Annabelle Skinny. So yeah, there really aren't any videos that I don't like to film. Well, that's a clumpy mess. There are some that take longer and more effort, and I have to schedule them a little bit differently. And sometimes some videos are a pain in the butt to edit. But even that, there was a learning curve. I'm getting better at those too. And I'm also better at filming because I tick my editing self off a whole lot less than I used to. Oh boy. Mascara wand on the eye, not good. I said I was going to use Perversion liner on my upper waterline, and I didn't do it, but I think this is dark enough that I don't need to emphasize it more. I do want to grab a Q-tip and fix something here. Oh, one thing I wanted to know is, would you want to see the, I think it's called the, I think there are two tags. There's the truthful YouTuber tag, and then there's also kind of a behind the scenes tag. It's if you want to see my setup, if you want to know more about how I go about filming, if you're curious about that, just let me know. So the one is called the truthful YouTuber tag, and I think the other one is more of a behind the scenes tag. Unless I'm mistaken and they're the same, but if you'd like to know more about that kind of stuff, I would love to hear. I am very heavily made up today. Holy cow. Whew. I just went behind the camera, and I'm going to put some Anastasia Clear Brow Gel because my brows are not behaving, and that Essence Clear Mascara, it is not a favorite. So I'm just going to go and do this. Like, it doesn't seem to glue my eyebrows down, and I have very long eyebrows, so they don't behave, and it's aggravating. Okay, that should work better. And the only thing that is necessary now, last step I'm going to do is lips. I'm going to use my favorite. It is the Angélique lip gloss. I showed you very quick because I don't want to spoil the Roulette Pen collab. So I'm going to put that on. I do not need a bold look with the rest of this look because I am just, whew. I cleaned off this crease brush and I want to just blend out the edges of the brown and green. And I'm going to go back into this mustard color right here. And that mustard color I'm just going to use to just soften up the edges a little bit and hopefully not screw everything up. It's just a little too harsh. Okay, and I just went up a tiny bit more on that side with the brown because I noticed that I had a little bit higher up on the other eye. I feel like I should bring the green down a little bit. I'm going to use this smudger brush and just get the green down a tiny bit. That color combo is so good. Okay, so I think I have everything done. I'm going to go back in with the Hangover 3-in-1. I think it was Lauren May Beauty who said this has kind of a rancid coconut smell, and I have to agree with agree with her. It's not unpleasant, I'm fine with it, but there's something to it. Anyway, so here is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I hope I answered some questions and wasn't too boring to hear my rambles. But if you have some other topics for a Get Ready With Me in a future video, please let me know. I do really enjoy doing a Get Ready With Me when I am focusing on a given brand. And so yeah, I would love to do another one. I thank you for your time today. I appreciate it very much. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.